Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Monzi Games, and today we're gonna make a video that one of my fans suggested. So, what's his name? Harley Chapter. Hey Monzi, since there is a reason to rank up, can you put out a comprehensive guide on reaching rank 1? Now, I'm not sure if you actually saw my videos about, me leveling up or ranking up an account from level 1 to rank 1. But yes, I'm actually doing that, but he wants something more around the rotations, doing camps, and the maps, ganking, and stuff like that. So he wants a more comprehensive guide on reaching rank 1. So I thought of it, and I was like, okay, well, it's not going to hurt me. Okay, it's not going to hurt me going through all the maps and explaining my thoughts about every single map that I have. But let's do this then. This is all my input from my personal point of perspective. Everything that I'm going to mention now is not 100% set in stone. It is just my experience of what I've gathered in the past 4,000 games or so. I'm just going to take a sip of my cool drink, and then we get started with this video. Okay, so this video should be long, and it's just gonna be long. Okay, so you have each team has 3 bell towers on their side, and the core is not attackable; it's invulnerable. So these points here, these are 4 points that will spawn you a place to capture the objective. And this objective, depending on how many bell towers you have, will attack the enemy's opponent's core. Okay, so you can't physically attack the core, but you can capture the shrines that will decently attack core. So, the strat around this map here, Towers of Doom, we're having a look at Towers of Doom first. Towers of Doom is a very early game comp at this very moment, because the first one, 3 shrines spawn, and the 5th one, 3 shrines spawn. Everything in between is only 1 or 2. And if it's 2, at the bottom it's these 2. If it's 2 at the top, it's these 2. It's never like this one and that one, for instance. It's always closest to each other. And if it's single ones, it's never one of these 2. It's always one of these 2. Okay, so, because of what I've just mentioned, it's better to own the mid to the bot lane. It's also smaller than it is from the mid lane to the top lane. It's also easier because there's no circle brushes that is very close to each other. So if you do make a 4-man rotation, it would be between mid and bottom. Capturing the pumpkins. Capturing the, what is it called again? Mercenaries will actually get captured, and they suicide against enemy structures. Okay. So it's always to keep your guard up of any enemy doing camps, especially on this map. It gives a lot more experience than it would have done in other maps, because they have to be slowly but surely they work down a front wall. But now these things suicide. 2 of them takes out a tower, and, I think 6 of them will take out a bell tower. So, in the long run, these things are vicious when it comes to your structures. Okay. So, rotation from the middle to the bottom would be the best options on this map. As well, getting ganking stunlock heroes would be great, as well as poke. So, my strongest bet on this map, Tyrande is OP. Because Tyrande has Owl, so she can capture this one while she CCs this one. It's very, very good for Tyrande to be on this map. Now, what is this thing? This is nothing. What is that? What the fuck? Okay, well, that's weird. So, Tyrande is very strong on this map, and then globals. So, I would say Brightwing, Darka, Holstad. These heroes are great on the map. Global presence, you can take this one while one stops this one, and then suddenly it's a 4v1 on the bottom shrine. Depending on where the least of the enemy heroes are, you just go there and you capture 2 out of 3, which is a perfect trade, by the way. So globals on this map is really insane. But yeah, I think I pretty much explained it. The boss attack, regardless of how many bell towers you have or don't have, the boss does 4 damage. The boss does 4 damage to the core, and it's just overall, like, if you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh, like in your life, you do trades. So for instance, you have to kill cards in order to attack the enemy's life points. It's basically like this. You can never attack the life points directly, but it's like a card game that you have to play in order to beat the enemy down. Now, taking a bell tower, so if we're on the blue side and we take this bell tower, it becomes ours. Then instead of 4 shots, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 of each side, instead of 4 shots, we'll have 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So capturing this will turn it blue, and then this is a tower for you. But the downfall is you don't get a health bond or this tower. You only get this. When the enemy takes it back, the enemies actually get this tower, and they also get the bell tower with the health bond. This wall gets destroyed and stuff like that, but it's in the long run, I think this map is pretty much covered. The boss doesn't walk out and attack this tower or something. It actually attacks the core directly. Okay, one more thing I have to mention is if you take these pumpkins and you lead them through, so this bell tower is yours, they will lead through here, and once they reach this mark, the circle over here, they die, they suicide, and they hit the core. So it's like bullets flying over the core. So if you do it properly, you can get 6 damage right here, escorting them through with the boss, which is 4. You can get 10 damage without even taking any objectives down. So for me, it's like a trading game. You must sacrifice damage in order to give damage, but you must always try to minimize the advantage your enemies get and maximize what you get. So if you guys have any questions about Towers of Doom, please let me know in the comment box below and I will answer them. Moving to Infernal Shrines. This is seriously one of my favorite maps. I think this is the most balanced map. It's a very, very great lane game. Also a 4-1 rotation. Okay. I should have said in the previous game. The previous map. On Towers of Doom, you have 1 solo top and you have 4 people roaming mid and bot. Or you have 1 person in each lane and then 2 people roaming between any of the lanes. Now this is the same example, for instance. You can have 1 in each lane on Infernal Shrines, 1 in each lane with 2 people roaming, or you can have 3 people, 1 lane pushing down, or you can have one man top and middle and bottom rotate between the 2 lanes. I believe this is one of the best maps to actually scrim on people, and also wave clear is the best thing here. So yeah, you have to decide now the enemy team is red. You have to try and scout out this one every time. The shaman is broken. Okay, the shamans are at the top of the map. And the objective is... Okay, let me first speak of the objective. There will be one of the shrines will become active. And you have to right click it to make it active. It gives like 15 to 30 seconds, I'm not 100% sure. But for the shrine to actually become active. Then when you right click it, the first team to kill 40 minions will get the objective. Now listen to me, this is a crucial mistake that I've seen a lot of teams do. If you don't have an advantage, which for example, if your enemy team is level 10 and you are 9, it's better to give them the objective. Okay, I can't stress this enough. Your job, if the top shrine is spawned, your job is to try and take this bottom fort. Because That is how much a boss would take actually. So if you trade this fort and they get the objective and you put it properly over the wall, protecting your structures while it's attacking it, you can actually protect this fort from going down. So you can actually get the experience advantage above the enemy team for them doing the objective. Now late game, this is not an option. Like 20 minutes upwards, the boss is really strong and is really scary. So overall, after like, both teams are level 20, you do not want to lose the objective. They now agree you have to try everything to get the objective in order to try and secure the game from going south. Now, the one thing that I don't like about this objective is that if you get 39 and your enemy has 40, your enemy team will get the full objective. There's no like half semi-trade, you get half of the objective, the enemy team doesn't. Like the other maps, like for instance Battlefield of Eternity, if you attack the boss and your enemy team attack the boss, the one that kills him the fastest will get the boss, but the shield will be damaged as much as you've done to the shield beforehand. It's very hard to explain, but your enemy team will never get actually 100% objective on a map like this. Unless you're dead, unless, I don't know, you don't even contest, then they will. With this, if you contest and you lose the objective, you lose a lot more than you could have tried to avoid. So on Infernal Shrines, it's a lot easier or a lot better to just ignore the objective if you are behind. Go for camps, go for pressure, go for your level 10. I don't know, go for the same stats before you actually try and contest this objective. So, Monzy Games, what is strong on this map? Wave clear. So, heroes that I think is broken is Zul, Kael'thas. I think they are the only two that's actually got tier on this map. They have great wave clear, and also they have very great pushing mechanics with the boss. Now, if you can capture the boss, Sylvanas is the best thing to cancel down towers and also to push further. If you Zul is also very great for this because his zombies explode. He's great pushing power. Now, having a hero like Azmodan on this map is not that bad because the first two objectives is not the greatest. So, say for instance you give up the first two objectives, you'll most probably lose 2 walls. Okay? The enemy team gets mid and top. You lose most probably mid and top walls. Now, getting in that time, getting 200 stacks is definitely worth it. So, what I'm trying to say is, this is overall a late game map. Okay, it's a late game map. With Towers of Doom, it was early game power because number 1 and number 5 is 3 shrines. Where this game is a late game map. So even heroes like Nazebo, Raynor, Azmodan, Abathur, like these heroes will actually get a lot done if you can get to late game. So I believe that they are very strong on this map, and that's just my 2 cents. When do we capture objectives? Like I said, if your enemy team is 10, you're not, and this shrine spawns, it's actually better to get these objectives on the map. Try and get this, I don't know, get a fort, get towers, get pushed. Try and get on even par with talents on your enemy team. So, if you guys have any questions about Infernal Shrines, please ask me in the comment box below, and I would answer them. Moving on to Battlefield of Eternity. This map is where 2 bosses is actually hating each other. One is an angel, one is a demon, depending on which side you are. It's pretty obvious. If you're red, you get the demon is yours. If you're white, then the angel is yours. So, when do you defend and when do you push? It's mostly 80% of the time better to push. What I mean by this is that when they get the objective, you will see full HP bar with a shield. Now the shield is what damage you have done in order, what damage you've done to the enemy's immortal. That is the amount of shield that it would get if they capture the immortal, if they kill it before you do. So it's almost always better to just attack the enemy team's immortal. In the long run, it is also vice versa. It's better to defend if you are behind. Okay. Your enemy team is level 10. There's no fucking way you're gonna defend it, so don't even try. My opinion is, get the shield down as possible and just defend the objective. Both of you are level 10, but they have a Tyrande, so you can't never contest the boss race because you'll always lose it. 100% understandable. Then you put like your Greymane, Raynor, or whoever you think is the best to do as much damage to the immortal, and you have 4 people defending. Having everyone to defend is actually very stupid. Say for instance, we are in this scenario right here. The enemy team is attacking our immortal, and we are coming to defend us. Now they have Falstad and Kael'thas and I don't know, Tyrande, and I like these heroes that just poke. If you all 5 are here and you're just defending, that means they will poke him down. It will take twice, maybe 3 times longer. And when the objective takes longer to take, the more times run down, and the longer it takes for the objective to die, the more HP and shield it will have in the long run. So when the objectives spawn, it's actually better to just get it over with if you're behind. That's my personal experience. Just let them get the immortal, try and take as much shield off instead of just defending. In the long run, it's actually going to be better to do that. Dealing with the immortal with less shield will make him actually a lot easier to kill. As well, if you guys didn't know this, there's 2 phases for the boss. The one is where he's ranged, and the one is where he's melee. When he's ranged is when he has a shield. So, the less shield he has, the easier it is to defend the boss as well. The more shield it has, well, the more shit you can get. Because the boss is ranged, the enemy tank can actually be between the immortal that's standing there and attack, and like you guys trying to hit projectiles at it. The tank can actually body block it. Morales can stand at the boss, so it's very hard to target. And also the boss will knock you away if you get closer. So overall, you don't want to give shields to the boss at all. So, there's 2 very strong objectives on the map. And it's the 2 shamans, which is the closest to the immortals where they spawn. And then you have 2 weaker ones. It just spawns like 3, frogs? I don't even know what it is. Beasts that just throw spears. Now these spears are thrown further than the tower's range, which means they will siege down the enemy lane as long as it pushes down with creeps. When do you capture this? Depending on where the enemy is. If you want to contest, you don't contest for these 2 unless you have an advantage. Contesting for these 2 is actually not that bad of a thing, because I don't think a lot of teams will overcommit and try and fight over this. You normally fight roundabout in the middle here, whether you try and defend or try and run to your enemy's immortal or something like that. Normally the fight happens in this area. This is like the war zone of the game. Is normally in this area. Otherwise, it's just in lane. It's, no one wants to fight under the enemy's immortal because it stuns you, it knocks you back. And so, yeah. Like, I don't feel that no one will overcommit that much in this areas right here. But over here, they'll commit much more because it is a bigger objective and more is at stake if the enemy can get it. So, who is strong on this map? Greymane is my #1 favorite hero, and I think is the only god tier hero on this map. Now why do I say this? Because Greymane has the most damage out of all the heroes that I've seen on the immortal. Great heroes with them. I'm just gonna take a sip of my cool drink here. Okay, great heroes with Greymane would be Tyrande, would be Raynor, would be ETC, because ETC's passive is increasing the attack speed of anyone that's in a very short range after using his power cord or something. So ETC is very good. I think the best three would be with them is Raynor. So Greymane is the number one priority. Then the three with them is ETC, Tyrande, and Raynor. Tyrande gives him less shield, so he attacks harder. Raynor and ETC will increase his attack speed. So overall, I think that is the best composition to have for contesting objectives as well. And then you can have like a random healer or a solo laner, depending on what you think is the best. Now, mostly because it is actually how I see things. Top, if you look at top, I think top is a longer lane. I think top is a longer lane than bottom. Sorry, my internet is bad. Top should be a longer lane than bottom. You see, it's quite a lot longer than it is. It's hard to see it from this distance. But top is a longer lane than bot is. This is why you send 1 top and 4 bot. Because if this team is sending 4 bot, they should be getting more than if the enemy team sends 4 top. Because it's closer. If you try and gank them, it's easier to get away than it is to get away top. If you overcommit top, you will most probably die. But bottom, for both sides, is the better option to push. That's why mostly you'll see all 4v1, 4 at the bottom and 1 at the top. This is my 2 cents about this map, guys. Really do hope it sorts out a lot of things. I gave my best composition. When you capture shamans, make sure it's when this objective is up. And also these 2 you just capture at any time there's free times in your hands. When is it a waste to capture the shamans? Is actually afterwards, directly after capturing the objective, or after defending the objective. After the objective is a very bad time. During the objective is actually a lot better than afterwards. So you just capture the shamans and then you all 5 defend and hope that the shamans will get you the benefit of the doubt and more experience. Otherwise, I think I pretty much covered everything. Yeah. Just if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment box below. Okay, so moving on to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tomb is really my favorite map by far. Tomb is, I think, my personal favorite is the fact that the lanes are so close. It opens up opportunities for certain heroes to be strong. Fuck it, stop sending me Overwatch beta fucking shit now, please. I don't care about Overwatch. I play Heroes of the Storm. That's why I'm here at Heroes of the Storm page. Stop advertising other shitty games, please, Blizzard. Okay, so moving on. It's 3 lanes that is very close. This opens up opportunities for major pushes. Opens up opportunities for a lot of different heroes. Like Asmodan is broken on this map because of how you can just stand right there, right here, and shoot there, there, and there. You can shoot all 3 lanes from standing at one spot. That is insane. That is, if you think logically about it, that is insane. You have 2 hard camps. You have 1 soft camp that's in the middle and 1 boss. This is the throw pit. You actually don't want to be here unless you want a team fight, or you are gladly above the enemy team. But this and Sky Temple, you rather would stay away from the boss because there's no actual reason to capture them. Unless you have the advantage, then I suggest you try and capture it. Capturing these is pretty useful. Pushing with the spiders or against it. So if your enemies will get a turn in, or you will, just make sure that you get this pushing with the spiders, because it's gonna do a lot of damage. You don't actually take these at all. I think out of all the games that I played, we only captured like 10, maybe 20 times at the most. And I played about 4,000 games on Heroes of the Storm. So yeah, these you don't really contest for if the enemy team goes in there. Unless you want a team fight, you can defend it, or I don't even know. But it's a waste of what do we call it? Okay, everything that you do in this game is risk against what's it? Risk against reward, I would say. So taking a risk for taking this, is it rewardful? Would it be rewardful? That's how you have to think of any objective that you put down. Now, speaking of the objective is, like Blackwood's Bay, you have to turn in things that you picked up, and if you have enough turned in, you will get the objective. Now in this game, it's 3 spiders, 1 spider in each lane. So it will go down until it meets the enemy's creeps. Not anything else. It can't be Zagara creeps, it can't be Zulu creeps, can't be anything else than the creeps that comes from the core, that get out the core. So when you get the objective, you want to push down at least 2 lanes. Okay? You want to push them down so the spiders will spawn as deep as possible. Not so deep that it will the towers will attack the spider directly, but deep enough for you to actually get an advantage. It's no use for your spider to spawn here, because the time that it's there, it would be dead. He has like a ticker time on him, so the longer he lives, the less HP he has. And when he gets down here, it's just like almost 0, like 3 hits away from dead or something like that. So it's very important to push out the lanes so that the objective will put pressure on the map, so you can grab 5 people or 5 players in your team. You can just push down forts and keeps or whatever. So when do you capture the boss? Like I said, when you have this special advantage. When you take these to push or against your enemies or your spiders. And when you take these, you don't actually take these at all. It's not very useful. You can take them. I don't like to take them. I think it's a waste of time. And yeah. So the first one that you get here is gonna be, well, the first turn-in point will be 50. Whoever turns in 50 gems will get the spider. Okay. How do you get gems? Well, you'll see every lane has 3 range creeps. The range creeps will drop gems, and these gems could be picked up and handed in. If you die, you drop the gems. They last about 10 seconds or something, and then the gems disappear forever. It's not like Blackwood's Bay that you can pick up. The coin will stay there forever until it's picked up. It doesn't work that way. These gems actually disappear after about 10 seconds. They disappear. So it's very important to pick up these gems. It's very, very important to pick up the gems. If your if your ally dies, you have to pick up the gems, because if you don't, it's gonna be a very, very bad time for you. Okay. Heroes that are strong on this map. Great pushing ability, great wave clear, and vision control. So heroes that I think is strong is Tassadar. Tassadar is seriously considered to be one of the best. Tassadar is wave clear. Tassadar has map vision, so they can't turn in against Tassadar. It's just almost next to impossible. And yeah, that's basically my thought. Tassadar, I think, is the only god tier hero on this map. And then you get better tanks, like Johanna is very strong on this map. Wave clear is boss, and also very, very tanky, and can keep a lot of gems for themselves. Now, you don't want to give all the gems to your tank, because when you're trying to hand in, your tank needs to zone the enemy team, otherwise you will never be able to hand in. So it's better to have it on your off tank or on your support than it is to have it on your range assassins or at the tank. So it's just better to try and maneuver around that so that your off tank will get it or your support. Rhaegar is really good on this map as well because of picking up the gems. He can go in mounted and he can run unmounted. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. So Johanna, Tassadar, Rhaegar, and then other 2 wave clearers, Kel'Thas, I would say. Tassadar was solo bot, so you don't need solo bot. And then you need a off tank would be Thrall, Sonya. Yeah, those are pretty much the best heroes that I can think of at this very moment. So, moving on to Sky Temple, baby. Wow, we're 31 minutes already in this video. Sky Temple is a map where they spawn one of the 3 shrines. These shrines will attack your enemy structures, and if you have full HP, full shield on your core, 1 full shrine will actually kill the core. That is how strong these shrines are, and that's why it's important to have team fight capabilities and also have the knowledge around how this map works in order to get the maximum amount of experience and, you know, minimizing what your allies or minimizing what your enemies will get and maximizing what you will get out. So, if you do have the advantage, there's 2 shrines up. It's better for you to rotate from the mid to wherever the shrine is, which most probably will be top. It's either top and bottom that spawns, or mid and top, or bot alone. I'm not sure, but yeah, they are random. The first 2 is not random, by the way. So yeah, let's speak about this. You have the advantage. You are level 10. Your enemy is not. It's better for you. Okay, you must probably be at this shrine at level 10. But it's better for you to rotate to your enemies and fight them if you have the better advantage than it is to just stand here. Also, you don't want to rotate 4 up and fight there, because it's better to have 5 people there than it is to have 1 here. Overall, this map is one of the hardest maps to actually play properly at, because it requires a lot of rotations and requires like minor skill sets of the enemy team. Well, minor skill sets of your team to become the better team in overall. So how this map works is you have 1 solo bot, you have 1 solo top, you have 1 solo mid, and you have 2 people rotating. The 2 people will capture like the mercenary camps and as well capture the viewpoint. Sitting in a brush, ganking somewhere. There's a lot of brushes in lane, so ganking should not be a problem. So, overall, this map is actually not one of my favorite maps, considering it takes a lot more teamwork than other maps does, and it's a huge map. So if something goes wrong at the top lane, there's no way for bottom to rotate up unless he has a global. So yeah, let's speak about compositions that I think overall is great for this map. Someone that can take pre-10, a solo a camp, pre-10 would be the best option right here. Let me speak about this for a second. The first one that spawns will always be top and mid. After top and mid, about 4 minutes passed, and then it's, well, I would say less. Let's say 2 minutes. I can't say for sure. Okay, there we just choose the maps. Yeah, we can hide it, okay. I just don't know exactly the timer. I assume it would be about 2 minutes. So, after capturing these 2 in 2 minutes time, the bottom one will spawn. alone. So to have a little bit of split push, it's better for you to capture your mercenary camps here, so it would push in the enemy lane while you guys are fighting for this, because the temple takes a very long time for you to capture it. So what I'm trying to say is that you guys will stay here for about 1.5 minutes while this mercenary camp will push for free. So vision is also strong on this map to have the enemies scouted, because sometimes they just stand there, wait for the right time, wait for the shrine to pop up, and then they capture it and rotate bot. If you have vision over it, there's a better chance for you to actually contest it. When you contest it and you actually get this, it's a huge win. I think if you can get both mercenaries, it would do more than this will do alone. So if you can contest, make sure that the enemy has done that and they just stand around there waiting for the right time to capture it. It is a great opportunity to, to try and scout it out, and it's just so much more beneficial than you think it would be. So the boss is actually known as the throw pit. Throw pit is in this game where the enemy team, we're doing boss and the enemies come and they kill like 3 or 4 of us, or maybe even team wipe, and they get the boss. That's why they call it a throw pit. I've seen so many times teams that actually would have won the game lose it because they went into the throw pit and they actually threw the game. When do you take boss is a great question. You take the boss when the enemy team is dead, or you have a very substantial advantage above your enemy team. I would not suggest 10, I would suggest 20. Do not take the boss at 10. It is a waste of time, and also, like, between 8 minutes and 10 minutes in, the boss will not get much. It will not even get this front wall, because it hasn't scaled that high yet. Okay. Pretty much, you want to, I think I explained this pretty much easily. The bottom shrine, if you capture it, it will attack this one. If this one's not here, they'll attack that one. If that one's not there, they'll attack that one. If that one's not there, they will attack those. If this is not there, so now you see how it works. Middle, I'm not 100% sure. I think it attacked top first and then bottom. So if mid's not there, attack that. It's very great to know this, for instance, because if this fort is on low HP and you have like a full HP fort here, it's better for you to contest this one than it would be to contest this one. You understand what I'm saying? So it's better. It's actually a great feature to know where the enemy team will shoot at if you know this in advance. So it would be better if this fort is low to capture that shrine, and if this one's full HP to give away that shrine. Okay. Than it is to actually get this shrine. The enemy team will get a fort, and most probably this whole front wall, and almost the fort, than it is to do anything else. So I think that is basically explaining the Sky Temple. Yeah, once again, if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comment box below, and I'll check it out. Wait. Who is strong on this map? So, you have one guy that can actually do this camp, pre-10. That would be Sonya, Illidan, Sylvanas. Like, you can have 2 heroes as well, like Murder and Jaina, Kalthas and like Murder and etc. You can do it with 2 heroes as well, but if it's one guy doing it, it's a lot safer, because you can have 3 people soaking lanes. Yeah, just all depends on your comp. If you have one person each lane, and you have 2 people roaming, it's a lot easier to get this camp unnoticed. If the enemy team notice this and they think that they can actually contest it, there's going to be a huge fight here, man. I've seen a lot of greater teams actually fight in this area to actually capture this hard camp over here. Bottom camp, pre-10, this blast is not so much needed. It's just a little advantage for the enemy team. Little advantage for you, sorry. To create a little bit more space for the enemy team to defend this before they can actually contest the bottom shrine. It's not needed. Best one would be this before this temple spawn. So you capture this shrine between, well, after these two are dead, and before this one spawns. So here's that I think is great is to run there to scout out what the enemy team is doing. Vision is key. If you can't fight them, don't fight them. Vision is key. Just keep on throwing owls. Try and avoid the enemy team from fighting you. I've seen a lot of teams actually creating space for each other, maneuvering around us. There was like only 2 kills on the whole game, and the game was over. It was done. Out-rotating the enemy team on the map like this is one of the greatest things. Even Murky could be played here. He could get a lot of value on a shrine without actually taking a lot of damage. Vikings is also great. I know Eric can just like run in a circle on that shrine and it will never lose HP because it will attack him, but because he's running, he actually gains health. So Vikings and Murky is pretty fine here. I wouldn't suggest them still because there are better heroes. And also having a mule on this game is pretty awesome on this map. Especially this map because they attack forts directly. You can just mule. For instance, they're attacking these now at the bottom. You can just mule around about here. It will try and mitigate. It will try and lessen the damage it will do before it actually gets to your fort. Your fort will get full HP again, which requires it to shoot a lot more. And also, if you have mule, your enemy team with a full shrine will not be able to take down the core. So it will stand on this and you just mule there and it will not kill it because the final blast would have been healed. So overall, mule, I think mule is like one of the better talents to have on this map. My throat is so sore. Speaking for 42 minutes already at once. Okay. Moving to Garden of Terror. Garden of Terror is seriously one of my hated maps. I don't like this map a lot. It requires a lot of rotations between top and bottom. And overall, I think the plant could fuck up more than actually gain. So, I don't like the objective. I don't like the map. I don't like how the plant works. I don't like the creeps. I don't like this map. I think this, out of all the maps, I think Garden of Terror is the map that I hate the most. Black Ops Bay is a little bit more takeable. So, like, I hated Black Ops Bay until they changed Garden of Terror. Now that you have to attack the structures with the terror, it changes a lot of things, in my opinion. The plant doesn't last that long because you have to attack the structures, and also they just kill the plant. And I think overall it's, I don't know, man. I just fucking hate this map. Okay. Looking at the objective, there will be nighttime. There will be small ones here spawning and here. There, well, small there and there. Now these small ones give half of what a, no? 30. Yeah, the small ones give 30. And I don't want to lie about this. The big one give 80. That I know for a fact. No. The big one gives 60. Yeah. So the big one gives 60 and the small ones give 15 each. But considering how fast you take the small ones, considering how long it takes to take the big one, it's actually better to have all 4 small ones than it is to have one big one. Depending on your comp, depending on what talents they have, it's so much better to actually capture the small ones than it is to capture the big one. Now, if you do have heroes that scales off of hearts, which is like Lily, you know, the mana regeneration, and you know, like there's a lot of different healers and damage dealers. Like Jaina also has it, and also tanks. I know for a fact that Leoric would take it, Stitches. Then I would consider like taking the bigger ones first because it drops hearts, and that hearts gives you better stacks in the long run. So the objective, this is how you get the objective, is by gathering 100 seeds. 100 seeds will spawn the plant, and the plant will actually go and try and get as many structures as possible. I feel that level 1 or something, like how the plant works currently, I think it's better to capture the mercenaries, especially the first one. So it's better for you to actually... Okay, you never want to give away the first terror. The first terror is like the most terrifying thing. Your enemy team has a terror, you don't. What they do is they send the terror top, 4 euros go bot, you can't defend both because the terror is as strong as like 3-4 euros, and 3 or 4 euros will get this whole fort down if you don't defend that. If you defend bot, then the terror will get the whole fort top. So you will lose a whole fort, which will put you a level, maybe even 2 levels behind, without actually being able to defend any of the 2 lanes. So why is Vikings strong on this map? Vikings is putting 1 in each lane. You have 4 people that rotates between mercenary camps and ganking heroes. So it's overall a great hero. You can even take heroes like Sylvanas. Then you have four people in 1 lane pushing down every single front wall, actually before the first objective or the first nighttime is going on. Overall, this map, 3 mercenary camps. Enemy team has 1 at the bottom. You have 2 at the bottom. You have 1 at top. They have 2 at top. So it's basically the whole map is flipped around 180 degrees at this middle point. Okay, so my throat is so sore already. So this is one of the least, I think this is the only map that has a camp that will walk down in every single lane. This one will go top, this one will go mid, this one will go bot, this one will go bot, this one will go mid, this one will go top. So capturing this is very useful. So I would say you're like Sonya is like the boss here. So getting Sonya is like a great thing. And Sonya with lifesteal can actually solo the, like, I think could actually solo the big terror while you have 4 people contesting it. Because if you can actually try and get your enemy stunned while the boss is stunned, you can do a really ton of damage. The boss stunning is insane. After the boss gets killed, it drops like, I don't know, like 30 seeds at that same time. Also 1 heart. So making sure you have Mighty Gust would be great. For when the boss gets killed, you just Mighty Gust them, and you go in there and just pick up all of their hard work. Stealing is like the biggest thing in this game you can possibly do. Okay. Who is strong? I just told you guys Vikings is really strong on this map. You can either have 4 people pushing with a Sylvanas, or you can have 4 people rotating, doing camps and ganking enemy heroes. Also, you can put 1 Viking into the terror, and you can get a lot of value out of that. 1 Viking, it's insane. Okay, so I would say Sonya is very strong to capture this. Vikings, Sylvanas. Yeah, that's my thought. Tyrande is also pretty good at having vision on the enemy teams to see if they capture something. Maybe you can contest it. Overall, I don't like this map, like I said, and I think that I just covered this map pretty much as good as I possibly can. If you don't have Vikings, you put 1 in each lane, and you have 2 people rotating between lanes, or you have like 3 pushing bots, like I highly suggest not pushing mid, but 3 pushing top or 3 pushing bot is actually a thing. So yeah, if you have any questions about this map, please let me know in the comment box below. Oh my goodness, guys, my throat is so sore. Oh, wow. 50 minutes of speaking. Okay, welcome to Blackrods Bay. Blackrods Bay is a map where you can actually contest the objective, and also once you give it to the pirate in the middle, the pirate will activate the boat and the boat will attack the enemy structures. Now it works from mid, top, bot. Only once mid is down, it will go top. Only once top is down, it will go bot. Only once bots go down, it goes mid. Only when mid's down, it will go. That's how it works. And if all the structures is down, it will push the core down. If you have a full turn in and there's nothing up but the core, it will actually kill the core. So, how do you get coins? You get coins by doing mercenary camps. So, here will spawn like a very small, you can see it here, very small zombies or something, skeletons on either side. They all over this place, man. Every camp that you can kill will be giving you coins. Each camp drops 2 coins and 1 heart, and even the boss 2 coins. Like everything spawns 2 coins. But when he shouts, "Hey, big man's chest, yeah ha ha," then there spawns 2 chests, and these 2 chests is actually quite far from each other. So having at least 1 global is actually great. I would suggest a Haka or a Brightwing, because you have a solo bot lane, because rotating between mid and top is actually the place for this one. Bot lane will be solo because it's very far isolated. Yeah, you have to have someone that will do all the camps. So Sonya is great here. Thrall is also great here, and Greymane is also pretty good on these points. When do you do this? Well, when you have time to actually sneak in here without the enemy team noticing and do it, then go out. I don't know. But most of the time you try to avoid this unless you have an advantage. But if you have an advantage, there's a boss at the top. It's better to take boss than it is to capture this bottom one. I think it's just depending on where is your... once you win a fight, where are you based? If you want to fight here, it's better to go boss. If you want to fight around about here, it's better to go bottom. Because once you run from the bottom to the top, you have wasted about 10-15 seconds to get all the way to the top. And then your enemy team could actually contest it if they are spawning pretty soon, depending on how late it is in the game, how the spawn timer says. Capturing these objectives, giving yourself coins, handing them in, getting the objective is a huge advantage. Do not, I repeat, do not try to hand in or contest for a fight when you do have more coins than the enemy team does. So if you have 30 coins and your enemy team only has like 4, winning a fight will actually only will give you experience. But if you lose the fight, your enemy team will get the objective and as well most probably get back on par on wherever level you are at. So do not fight if you have substantially more gold than the enemy team. Now how do I hand in if we don't fight? Well, it's fucking easy. Capture all your what's this called? Mercenaries. Capture all your mercenaries. They will put pressure down. Once you see like 1 or 2 euros top, you just like force hand in. But you have to play it sneaky. You can't lose those coins. It's gonna be a fucking waste to lose those coins. You will lose experience from losing the fight, and also you will give away the objective, which will probably get a keep or something. It's just retarded. Do not do that. I've seen so many teams actually after they won a team fight, they have about like 20 gems or something left, so they can get another free hand in. They run up to the boss. They do the boss. They sit and wait in this brush. Sit and wait in that brush right there. And as soon as like the first one spawns on the enemy team, they capture this boss. Now, what does this do? Having this boss will push down the keep if you don't defend it. So they wait for someone to defend the keep, and as soon as they see someone defending, they try and hand in again. And this situation will be a 4v5 or a 3v5 or some shit. So they can't contest. They have to defend the boss first before they rotate. If they commit everyone to defend, it's free hand in. If they don't commit everyone to defend, they'll lose the team fight. So either way, it's a win-win situation. Do not try and fight when you have like 30 more coins than the enemy team does. It's a waste of time. So yeah, I told you guys who was strong. Bottom lane, what I think is the strongest hero at this very moment is Zagara. Zagara provides vision. She can put vision down like all over this place here. She'll make it like look like AIDS all over the map. And having that will actually give you vision of the objective, because anyone can hand in at any time. Unless the objective is actually active, then you can't hand in. Also at level 1, it's better to clear the top wave than it is to just go mid and clear mid, because clearing the top wave will be able to get you a wave experience, and when you rotate down, these creeps will be pretty low to the tower. You can just walk past there and it will die on their own. The first chest spawns at 50 seconds. Please do make sure that you are in these areas at 50 seconds. If you are not in this area, you will most probably lose 5 coins. 5 coins is worth 2.5 of mercenary camps. You do not want to lose 5 coins for free. Be always sure that you are in this area of the middle majority of your heroes, so you could always contest these coins. And please, if you don't see enemies on the if you don't see enemies on the minimap, it's a lot better for you to just stay alive than it is to contest for the chest. I've seen a lot of people contesting for the chest, getting caught out, then it's a 4v5, and you can't do shit for the next like 20 to 60 seconds, and then they just basically capture all the mercenary camps. They get another hand in. Dude, it's a very snowball game. If you fall behind, you will stay behind, but it's also, if you get back, you will get back. Like I said, if you kill the enemy team, you pick up 30 coins, you get the objective, you get the the boss. You move down, you wait for them to actually defend it. If they defend it, you just hand in again. That is basically 2 keeps down. There's probably boss pushing on the core, getting like, you know, the shield off and stuff like that. So overall, this map is a great map for Zagara, providing vision, and also rotating forward from mid to top until about 3-4 minutes in, until the Sonya can actually start to get the objectives, get the coins farmed up. Now, during this time, you do not want to fight. You want to soak. Do not fight. It will be 3v4 if the enemy team doesn't have someone to do the creeps. So don't fight during this time. Okay, you can gank. You can like send 2 euros bottom, gank Nazebo or whoever is at the bot lane, and go back to soaking. It's very important to soak on this map. It's very, very important. Normally the team that will reach rank level 10 will be the first team to hand in. It's just how it works. If both teams reaches rank 10, like level 10, sorry, it's harder for any team to actually hand in. Pretty much, I think I covered this game. I've covered this map. Wow, dude, my throat is so sore. It's not even a joke. Oh, actually, my voice is actually getting away now. It's getting off of me. Oh, wow, my throat is so sore. Okay. If you guys have any questions about Black Ops play, please let me know in the comment box below. I will check it out and let you guys know what my thoughts are. So, speaking of Dragonshire. Dragonshire is a map where you have to capture top and bottom shrine in order for you to activate the dragon. When you right click it, it's a channel time for you to capture the dragon. Once you have dragon, this is a devastating objective, a lot more powerful than Terror will ever be. You can kick heroes away, and you take down towers like it's no one's business. Now they nerfed the damage. Well, not the damage. They nerfed the structures, what they do to dragon. So you can actually walk in here. The fort will slow your movement speed, but it won't slow your attack speed. What the fuck is this? What? What the fuck? What? What? No, just go back. Please. Lane viewer. Fuck that shit, man. Wow, that was weird shit. That was weird shit. Okay. Where were I? Okay, once the dragon is captured and this fort will actually attack the dragon, it will only slow it movement speed and not attack speed. This is something that they changed in the previous patch, like way back, that the dragon could now take down this fort pretty much for free. Normally it wouldn't even take the fort because the fort will slow his attack speed and you just don't have anything to contest. So, you have a solo lane at the top and you have 4 people rotating between mid and bottom. The people rotating between mid and bottom should try and avoid fighting unless they have substantial advantage. My opinion would be is to stay safe. Also, depending on whose top laner is stronger, maybe you need to dominate bot a little bit more. Like there's not a lot of heroes that can actually contest versus a Gara. If the enemy team has a Gara in the top lane, you have to contest a little bit more at the bottom. Otherwise, you have to stay in the mid lane, which will get your enemy team more experience. And in the long run, you will suck dick. You don't want to do this. So, you must have a strong solo top laner. You must have a average bot laner. I wouldn't say a strong solo laner, but a bot laner would be useful as well. To not rotate with the team, but actually stay at this shrine capturing it. So I would suggest someone like Sonya at the bottom, or Thrall. Well, Thrall is pretty great soloing. I'm like Raynor is okay. Vala. You see, this is not the best solo heroes, but they can actually stay at the bot lane. That's my thoughts. Top 1 is very contested when it comes to solo laners. Like you'll see, the one solo laner will push out the wave and he'll go capture top. And then this way will push out the lane and he'll capture top. Like they normally just juggle between the two, but it's actually that time at that certain moment, if you win like a kill here, you capture bot, you'll see the enemy teammate will actually try and stick to this shrine as much as possible. But mostly top lane will get juggled between blue and red, blue and red, blue and red. It will stay like this until someone dies on the map, and then people will go crazy in the top lane and they will over contest it. So overall, there's only 2 each. Mercenary camps. There's one here, one hard camp, one soft camp, one hard camp, one soft camp. This one will push top, this one will push bot. And pretty much my opinion about this is the fact that Sonya is not that much needed on this map because of the little impact these actually has. The top laner can normally has is probably probably a good solo laner, so you would actually be able to, or what's it called? You will actually be able to kill these mercenary camps pretty much easily. So there's no particular heroes that are strong on this map. I would say Falstad and Dahaka is pretty broken because once you win the fight in the bot lane, you can just like, you know, Z at the top and then capture this while someone is channeling the dragon in the mid lane. I highly suggest playing globals on this map. Globals is pretty strong and also very uncontested in the lower MMR, or maybe even at your MMR depending. Now if the enemy team If the enemy team does have a Thrall and Kael'thas, or Kael'thas, Thrall or Kael'thas, you must avoid the bridges at all times. The bridges is a lot smaller than a lane is. A lot smaller than a lane is. So you want to avoid the bridges as much as possible. Do not push top lane after getting the fort. It is a waste of time. You will not be able to get much because there's no place to run. You know, no place to split. So like the living bombs will just like kill everything. Overall, it's very bad to just get on this bridge. So stay away from the bridges. Do not get on those. You will fucking die. Just try to avoid them as much as possible. So yeah, I think that's all needed for this map. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about this map, just let me know in the comment box below and I will definitely check it out. Moving on to Cursed Hollow. This is one of the biggest maps on the game. It takes a fair amount of teamwork, call making. Like overall, I think this is the most skilled map. Only the skilled teams will actually win this map. It's a very hard map to deal with, and also a very hard map to actually play properly. Now, there are 6 places for the shrines to spawn, or the tributes to spawn. After capturing 3 tributes, your enemy team will be cursed. So if you curse your enemy team, all minions will have 1 HP. Unfortunately, mercenaries will not be triggered or affected by this. So all minions will have 1 HP. The enemy structures will be disabled. So it's very hard to defend once your enemy team is cursed. Overall, this map, I don't know, it's very hard. But yeah, let's get into it, man. There's 1 boss on each side, with 1 is bot, 1 is top, and the opposing sides, and 1 hard camp for each, and 1 soft camp for each. Then there's 2 vision points, one at top left, 1 bot right. So getting this boss, and you want to push in with it, you have to capture this viewpoint in order to be safe. What this allows is the fact that there's no enemy team or no enemy that can actually rotate around, because it would take too long. It has to run a long way around to actually try and defend from the bottom. So like capturing this viewpoints at the top as well, if it's the enemy team pushing in with their boss, this will allow you to actually have a lot more vision on your enemy team to see what they're up to. These are known as throw pits. I've lost the game today thanks to the throw pit. You think you can contest this, or you do the boss and the enemy team just arrives, and then suddenly the game doesn't work out anymore. It's a very bad place for you to be in if you don't have vision on the enemy team. You could be doing this and you think, okay, the enemy team is most probably doing their boss, but in the meantime, they're actually standing right there in your brush, being able to see what you're doing and waiting for you to get the boss low before they actually contest and actually kill your whole team trying to do a boss. I've seen so many teams lose because of this, because they always expect the enemy team to do their boss, but in the long run, they're just waiting for you to do yours. So my opinion about this is you do need a hero that will give vision. Tyrande is like the most contested hero, not just for the shrines, but for the bosses as well. Now Tyrande, like, she has a very long range stun. She has a forever range owl. So capturing a shrine, okay, while you're here team fighting about something and they send someone like there or something, you can just, like, while your whole team is mounted, you can just owl at the very last second or so, and then they can't contest the tribute anymore, while you got like a kill or 2 at the top lane. So that's why I'm saying Tyrande is like god tier on this map. Tyrande providing with vision on this big map, huge map, is pretty much needed. My opinion is the fact that you're having Sonya. These the mercenaries have a lot more contribution to the map than it would have on like a lot of different maps that I mentioned previously. Capturing this while you guys do objective is pretty much needed. I think if you can delay the enemy team from capturing the shrine or capturing the tribute, or you can actually take it, but you don't want your enemy's team to actually know that you can or something. I'm not sure. You're just waiting for the perfect engage while this mercenary camp is pushing in the mid lane is very much a win-win situation. You can get a lot more experience for that as well, delaying the enemy team from actually capturing the shrine. And yeah, overall, I think it's just a great thing to do. So yeah, that's pretty much the very last map that I think that I just mentioned. There are good heroes other than Torande. I would say Flashlight from Johanna is pretty good. But overall, I think I mentioned everything, guys. It's a big map, so it's great for Illidan Hunt. Yeah, it's I don't know. You have to start to use your imagination of the things that is actually possible in every map. I have a feeling that, you know, this is like one of the hardest maps to play as a team as well. It takes a lot of knowledge to actually know where your opponent will be if you don't have to run there. So which shrine or which mercenary camp they're doing, if they're when they're doing boss and stuff like that, you have to try and estimate it every time. So yeah, I've seen a team that has Brightwing, and you know the enemy team started with the boss a lot earlier, but that they didn't know it. So they killed the boss, but no one captured it. The whole team actually ran up, and as soon as they got there, the Brightwing stepped on here and pressed Z. So as they capture this boss, plop, the whole team is here to contest for this one. Now if you die, if blue team dies, this boss will actually get enough done. But if you win this, you get a free boss as well. So I think it's a win-win situation doing something like that, to be honest. I haven't seen it a lot, but I've seen it done before. Well guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I really do hope this set your questions straight about this guidance or whatever that the comprehensive rank 1, how to get there on each map. The lane phase, 1 in each lane. You have 2 people roaming, ganking, doing camps. That is pretty much that. Having a hero like Tacit on the mid lane is most probably your best bet, because there's too many ways to gank mid lane. Yeah. I think I covered everything. If you guys have any questions, any other suggestions, please feel free to ask me in the comment box below. If you want to see another video of comprehensive rank 1 something, please let me know and I'll check it out, guys. With that being said, thank you for tuning in and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.